Sarah told her daughter-in-law.
I am not a Starbucks barista.
Emily fired back. You shouldn't have offered.
Wait, what?
Hi, welcome to Reddit's Jury, where we take controversial stories from the internet and put them on trial. I'm Ethan Morris, the skeptic.
And I'm Riley Wilson, definitely not the skeptic.
In this episode, we dive into a story from the Am I the Asshole subreddit. We bring the debate.
You bring the verdict.
A mother-in-law opens her home to family in crisis, offers a kind gesture, and gets accused of being inhospitable.
Wait, what did she do wrong?
That's the question. A simple cup of coffee turned into a family war.
Oh no, I can already feel the tension.
Before we dive in, ask yourself, when you're a guest in someone's home, how much can you ask for?
And when you make an offer, how far does it go?
Today on Reddit's Jury, the barista breakdown.
Let's find out who the real villain is.
This story comes from a woman who works nights and comes home around 6:30 in the morning. Let's call her Sarah.
Okay, Sarah.
So Sarah has a sweet routine. She makes her husband coffee and breakfast before she goes to bed. Just some quality time together before he heads to work.
Aw, that's actually really nice.
Now, her son and daughter-in-law Emily are staying with them for about a month because of water damage in their home.
Okay, so they're doing them a favor by letting them stay.
Exactly. And when they first arrived, Sarah asked if they'd like coffee or breakfast before work too.
See, she's being thoughtful.
She said no to food, but yes to coffee, so she just made 2 extra cups.
Easy enough, right?
She even told them to let her know if they wanted her to change how she makes it. Different cream, different blend, whatever.
That's so accommodating.
Then, Emily texted her and said she left instructions for the coffee.
Instructions for coffee?
Oh, it gets better. Sarah comes home this morning to find very detailed instructions on how to make a complex coffee drink.
What do you mean, complex?
Foamed milk on top, different syrups, a specific coffee bean that needs to be ground fresh, and a different brewing method.
Hold on. What brewing method do they have?
A drip coffee machine.
So, Emily wants her to completely change how she makes coffee.
Not just change it. Most of the special ingredients were left on the counter. Emily basically created a Starbucks order.
This is wild.
It's basically, I'll have a venti half-calf soy latte with 2 pumps of vanilla and extra foam.
At 6:30 in the morning.
After a 12-hour night shift.
Welcome home from work, now become a barista.
Exactly.
Okay, so what happened?
Sarah decided she wasn't doing all that and just made the normal coffee.
Good for her.
Emily was not happy. They got into an argument before Emily went to work.
Emily started an argument because she didn't get her fancy coffee?
Sarah told Emily, quote, I am not a Starbucks barista and I am not going all that.
Yes, that's perfect.
Emily's response was that Sarah shouldn't have offered in the first place if she wouldn't make the coffee to Emily's liking.
What?
They left on a sour note, and now the son is texting his mother saying she's not being hospitable.
Her son is taking Emily's side?
Sarah says she's having trouble sleeping because of all the texts, and she's asking, should I just make the coffee?
Absolutely not.
Okay, let's break down what's really happening here.
This woman is being generous and it's being thrown in her face.
I actually think there's more nuance here than you're seeing.
What? How?
The central question is, when you make an offer, what are the reasonable limits?
The reasonable limit is basic coffee, not a custom Starbucks order.
But she did say, let me know if you want me to change how I make it.
Change the coffee means like add sugar or use hazelnut creamer, not buy new equipment.
That's fair, but I can see how the offer could be interpreted broadly.
Oh, come on, Ethan.
Look, I'm not saying Emily's request was unreasonable. It clearly wasn't.
Then what are you saying?
I'm saying Sarah could have responded differently. Instead of making the argument about being a barista, she could have simply said the request was beyond what she could accommodate.
Okay, maybe the barista comment was snarky.
Let's look at the hospitality question. The son says his mother's being inhospitable.
She's literally housing them for free.
True, but hospitality isn't just about providing shelter.
What more does she need to do? She works nights, comes home exhausted, and still offers to make them coffee.
And that's admirable. But when Emily made her request, maybe the better response was to explain her limitations rather than refusing outright.
She didn't refuse outright. She made regular coffee. Emily refused to drink regular coffee.
That's actually a good point.
The real issue here is entitlement, right?
Yes and no. Let's examine what each person could have done differently.
Okay, I'm listening.
Emily should have recognized that a complex coffee request was unreasonable for someone coming off a night shift.
Absolutely.
Sarah could have communicated her boundaries more clearly from the start, maybe specified she was offering regular drip coffee only.
Fine, but that still doesn't make her the asshole.
And the son needs to stay out of it, or at least understand his mother's perspective.
Yes, he's the worst part of this story.
You know what the son probably has?
What?
A spreadsheet of hospitality requirements.
Oh my God, stop.
Chapter 3, subsection B, foam density requirements.
Appendix A, approved syrup flavors.
Please initial here confirming you've read the grinding protocols.
Okay, we need to get serious.
You're right. Here's my core question. Is offering coffee an implied contract to make any coffee?
No, that's insane.
But where's the line? If she said no to syrups but yes to a different blend, would that be okay?
I think the line is when it requires different equipment or takes significantly more time.
So foaming milk crosses the line.
Yes, she doesn't have a milk frother. Emily literally brought special equipment.
That's fair. The request became unreasonable when it required tools and time Sarah didn't have.
And here's what bothers me most. Emily didn't ask, she demanded.
The instructions format was definitely presumptuous.
Presumptuous. It's entitled. You're a guest in someone's home.
So we're agreeing that Emily's request was unreasonable and Sarah was justified in making regular coffee.
Yes, finally.
But I still think Sarah's delivery could have been better.
Of course you do.
All right, let's get to our verdicts. Riley, you go first.
This is easy for me. Sarah is not the asshole. Not even close.
Walk us through your reasoning.
First, she's doing them a massive favor by letting them stay in her home for a month. Second, she works nights, which means she's exhausted when she gets home. Third, she made a kind offer to include them in her morning routine with her husband. And fourth, Emily responded by treating her like a personal barista service.
What about the argument?
Sarah stood up for herself. That's not being an asshole. That's setting boundaries. I'm giving Sarah a 1 out of 5 on the asshole scale. She did absolutely nothing wrong. Actually, you know what? I'm giving her a 0. She's a saint for even asking if she should make the coffee.
We're on a 1 to 5 scale.
Fine, a 1, but barely.
Okay, my turn.
I'm ready for this.
I'm giving Sarah a 2 out of 5 on the asshole scale.
A 2?
Let me explain my reasoning. I agree that Emily's request was completely unreasonable and that Sarah was justified in not fulfilling it.
Then why a 2?
Because I think Sarah's communication could have been more constructive. The barista comment, while understandable, was designed to be cutting.
It was deserved.
Maybe so, but it escalated the conflict instead of resolving it. A better approach would have been to say something like, I appreciate you sharing your preferences, but what you're asking for is beyond what I can do with the time and equipment I have. I'm happy to make regular coffee, but I can't accommodate special requests.
Okay, that's more diplomatic.
The other reason I'm giving her a 2 is the impact on her relationship with her son.
That's not her fault.
Not entirely, but family dynamics matter. She could have handled this more delicately to avoid creating a rift. So, my verdict, not the asshole for refusing to make fancy coffee, minor asshole for how she delivered the message.
I completely disagree. She's being guilt-tripped for having boundaries.
That's fair, and that's why we're here, to give different perspectives. Now, let's see what the Reddit community had to say about this one.
Yeah, I really want to know what they thought.
The top comment says, NTA, the social contract for asking someone how they like their coffee goes like this. Black or milk, how much, sugar or not, maybe if you have different milk options. That is it. Your DIL should be embarrassed for asking you to make such a ridiculous drink.
Yes, the social contract. That's exactly what I've been trying to say.
I actually really appreciate how this comment frames it. There are unspoken rules about these offers.
And Emily completely violated them.
Fair point. What else did people say?
Oh, this one's good. Frankly, if you're being kind enough to put them up in your house, both of them should be making the coffee. You're hosts, not staff.
Okay, that's actually a perspective we didn't explore.
Right? They should be making her coffee after working all night.
It does flip the expectation. Sarah was being generous by including them in her routine at all.
Exactly. They're not paying rent, they're not contributing, and they're making demands.
Here's another one that's pretty direct. If your son's doubling down like that, sounds like it's time for he and his entitled wife to seek new accommodations.
Oh, wow. Reddit's not holding back.
That's a bit extreme, but I understand the sentiment.
Wait, are you actually agreeing with the harsh take?
I'm saying the son texting his mother repeatedly about hospitality while she's trying to sleep after a night shift is crossing a line.
Finally, see? The community gets it.
So the Reddit community is pretty firmly on Sarah's side here.
Which honestly makes sense. This one seems pretty clear-cut to most people.
So what do you think?
Is Sarah the asshole for refusing to make the fancy coffee, or is Emily the entitled one? Drop your verdict in the comments. We genuinely want to know what you'd do in this situation.
And if you enjoyed this episode of Reddit's Jury, make sure to subscribe.
We've got more wild stories coming your way.
Thanks for watching.
See you next time.